Good to have you join us on the show, 360 Sports on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. Well, it was a night of glory for England as they were able to qualify for the finals of Euro 2024. The night that they won't forget in a hurry there. Well, good one for Oli Watkins, the Aston Villa player, making a hay for England in that particular game there. A lot of this will be coming on the show as we'll be talking about activities that happened just yesterday across the globe in the world, also especially focusing on Nigerian sport. We always want to make sure we develop Nigerian sport, talking about it every time. At least the more we talk about our own, people will know much more concerning Nigerian sport there. Well, we'll be starting with the fourth story, 2024 Olympics. And I'm confident Team Nigeria will do well in Paris. That's the first story we'll be looking at on the show, because we know that right now the Paris fever is catching up with almost all the nations across the globe. If not for Copa and Euros that is holding people back, well, the Olympics is coming. And the Minister of Sport Development, Eno, is already talking tough that he actually believes that Nigeria will do well at the Olympics in Paris, taking place starting from July 25th, just 2 weeks before the time. Team Nigeria battle ready. Well, about 87 athletes will be representing Nigeria. Let's look at all the sporting moments that we'll be having athletes for Nigeria. We have in athletics 35 athletes representing Nigeria there. For women's football, where we have Super Falcons players, 18 of them. Women basketball, 12 the Tigers will be playing there. Wrestling, we have 6 athletes. Table tennis, we have 4 ping pong players. Boxing, 3 boxers there. Canoeing, 2, weightlifting 2, and we have aquatic. Those will be swimming representing Nigeria. We have 2, and then a particular cyclist representing us in cycling there. In total, we have 87 of them. They will be fighting for honors to represent Nigeria at the Paris Olympics coming up from July 25. Wishing them the best for in athletics, football, women basketball, wrestling, not forgetting aquatics, and also all the remaining sport that they'll be finding themselves there. For Team Nigeria, wishing them the best as they are really getting closer and closer to the D-Day. Some are already in Spain, some are in Germany, and some are staying in Nigeria before the whole contingent will be moving away over there to Paris. According to Eno, Minister of Sport Development, he's so sure that Team Nigeria will do us proud at the Olympics starting there. Well, right now, joining us to talk sport this hour, we have Nazir Jamaj will also be joining us from Kaduna State. We're actually hoping that he'll be able to join us so that we can run this together on the show. For Team Nigeria, so far they've been able to get themselves together 87 athletes to represent Nigeria in about 11 different sports, where they'll be competing in wrestling, weightlifting, athletics, women football, women basketball. The Tigers, as we speak, they are battle ready, camping over there in Spain ahead of this competition, where they will also be playing. And not forgetting, Super Falcons are also already there in Spain too, in Sevilla, where they also want to play friendly against Canada before they jet out to France, where they will also be locking horns against Brazil, Japan, and not forgetting Spain in their group game. Well, we hope that Team Nigeria will do well in this competition. And to let you know that NOC, they've been handed over, the Team Nigeria athletes are actually handed over to NOC, Nigeria Olympic Committee. They will be able to actually lead them to the Olympics, where they will be competing in different categories. Just recently, the team kit was actually launched during the handing over from the Ministry of Sport Development to the Nigeria Olympic Committee. Wishing them the best there, and hopefully they will do us proud, and they want to see them getting gold medals for Nigeria. Well, in 1996 Atlanta Olympics, if you look at the memory, that's taking you back to the memory lane now. You have Nigeria being able to win in long jump, Chioma Jowa, and also not forgetting the dream team, where the likes of Kanu Nwankwo actually did so well, representing Nigeria in that competition, becoming the first African nation to win gold at the Olympics. Well, for the minister, he says he believes that Nigeria can actually beat that record, as he actually expects them to do well, better than that record that was set in Atlanta Olympics. Well, hopefully our ladies, the Super Falcons, will do us proud this time around, for the fact that if they are able to win the gold, that will speak volume, because they have not been able to do that, even though they dominated Africa for so many times when it comes to women football at the AFCON. Wishing them the best there. Still talking about the Olympics now, we talk about another story that has to do with the Super Falcons Paris 2024 Olympics. Oshuala joins Super Falcons in Spain as Onumanu replaces injured Ayinde. Well, Ayinde is injured right now. Alimatu Ayinde, a player that could actually done us proud over there in Paris, but now injured. Another player has actually replaced her. Ifeoma Onumanu is the player that has been at least called upon to replace her right now. But another boost to that team is Asisat Oshoala joining the team on Wednesday over there in Spain, where they've been camping in Seville. Well, for the fact that they want to have the entire squad together before they jet out to France. And the good thing is that Asisat Oshoala, African Footballer of the Year, right now has actually joined the team, and that's the morale booster because the entire team are happy to have star striker Asisat Oshoala there. Well, we have our guest in the studio join us rather from Kaduna there, Nasir Jamajo. Before you joined us, we talked about Team Nigeria to the Olympics, where the minister is actually beaming with confidence that we'll do well at that competition. Aside that, we also talked about Super Falcons having Asisat Oshoala joining them, and Ifeoma Onumanu has been called upon to replace Halimatu Ayinde. 3-1 for you quickly.
Yeah, I think it's a good one for the contingents that have traveled to Paris to represent Nigeria, fly the Nigeria flag high. I think the confidence from the minister tells you all you need to know about the preparation and everything. So it's a good one going forward, and us to have confidence. But for me, what I've been looking at in this Olympics is that how have Nigeria learned from the mistake they committed in the last Olympics? That is what I'm looking at, because at that time we have had speculations and reports coming out that some of our athletes got banned and they couldn't participate because of the drugs issue and everything that happened. So that is one thing that I'm focusing on right now. Have we really learned from that moment and we have moved on? This time around, we are going there cleanly or not? That is what I want to see. If we are going there cleanly, I trust our athletes 110%. They are going to perform very well because the likes of AC Kobe are there, and whenever they are there, you know that definitely they're expecting medals to come in. All of them are people that have got a reputation of winning, especially when it comes to this kind of games and everything. So I'll wait to see what is going to come up from the tents that we are going to see for the drugs and everything. If they come out clean, I have confidence too that they are going to deliver. And also on the women's football side, I think it's been a while that we go out and perform in this kind of big tournaments. So maybe it's a chance for us to go out there and showcase what competition that every team will want to win or perform good in those kind of tournaments. And look at the selection that the coach has made. We have got a couple of players that can really perform in this team, and they have really performed. They have got a reputation of performing in the team. So I think it's just a way forward. We just wait to see what they can do in this tournament. But my focus, just like I said earlier, is going to be on the drug issue. If they get to pass that, I don't have any problem with these athletes that we carry in the footballers, because I know definitely medals will come in, hopefully.
Seriously, we hope that Team Nigeria will do well at the Olympics, considering the fact that they are battle ready. 87 of them there, including the Super Falcons we just saw there. Well, we wish them the best, and we also hope that, apart from the fact that they will be doing well, we want to see the fact that records be broken. All the records have been set, broken African record, world record, everything there, just like we've been seeing of recent. Wishing Team Nigeria the best there at the Olympics. Now, let's go to the big one that happened yesterday. Nazir, it was a night of football artistry between England and Netherlands. It was a match that was showing a lot of big hot blood between the two nations. Netherlands scored first, courtesy of Xavi Simons, and you saw that penalty, even though a lot of people have been saying it's not worth it or it's worth it, but now the deed is done. It can be reversed before only Watkins actually put the icing on the cake for the Three Lions, and they were able to win that game 2-1. England beat the Netherlands to make Euro final. They will be facing Spain, but before we talk about Spain, this particular match, Netherlands-England, it was a match that's a lot of football pundits out there are really, some are supporting Netherlands, some are supporting England, but right now, England are through to the finals.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. And that is one thing you can never deny. And that is where you have to give Gareth Southgate his flowers, I think, because he deserves to be praised right now, despite all the question marks and the, things that have been said about him during the course of the tournament, that the players are not performing because of him. But one thing that I noticed from the round of 16 to this semi-finals that England actually played is that Gareth Southgate knows the players that he has in his squad. He knows when to bring players in. He knows who to bring at what time. Because these players, whenever they come in, especially the substitutes, just look at yesterday. Only Watkins and Copa came in. Palmer assisted the goal for Oli Watkins to score the winner for the England national team, which tells you all you need to know about the substitution that this guy almost always wins. And he substituted his captain, taking of Harry Kane. And Harry Kane going out to know that at that kind of moment, he's a player that you expect him to score a goal. But the coach took that brave decision of substituting him, and the guy who came on for him scored the winning goal. I think Gareth Southgate deserves that credit for what he has done in bringing the right player at the right time, coming and giving this final ticket. I think this is the second year in a row when it comes to the Euros that they are qualifying for the finals. So maybe this is their own chance to go out and say maybe it's our time to win this trophy. And from the round of 16, I think as the games continue, the England national team continue improving. Because yesterday, I think it was their best game in this tournament. You can never deny that. And we said that after that quarterfinals games against Switzerland, where they won after extra time and stuff and everything that happened and the penalties. But yesterday, especially in the first 45 minutes, they had their best game. They dominated the Netherlands national team. They created so many chances. Unfortunately, they could only get out of that first half with just a single goal, and it was from the penalty. And that penalty, for me, I see it as a penalty, to be honest, because whenever you throw your leg out inside the 18-yard box, you just wait and see what is going to happen, especially when you are not sure of touching the ball. A player can just decide, especially players like Harry Kane, can just put their body in a way where you have to touch them. And whenever there is contact, the VAR will review it. Just what happened yesterday, and the VAR reviewed it, and then they awarded England a penalty. I think for me, it's just a penalty because it seems like recklessly inside the 18-yard box. That's reckless play if you want. And England right now, credit fair due to Gareth Southgate especially, and to the players, especially Oli Watkins and Cole Palmer, as well as Kobe Menu at the center of the park. All of them did their job very well in this Euros 2024, and that is why they're into the finals. But they have got a very big game. If they are to beat Spain, they have to improve their performance continuously. I think they have to improve it massively to beat this Spanish national team, because the Spanish national team are the team to beat in this tournament, to be honest.
Seriously, from the way you're talking, as someone we know that you have some soft spot for Spanish team, right?
This Spanish, I said it the last time I was here. I think I talked about how good they have been. I talked about them being the team to beat. I talked about their wingers, how they have been performing. The Neymar, Nico Williams, all of them. You look at their midfield, the stability, the industry, and everything that's been involved for this Spanish national team has been top notch. They are just the complete team in this tournament. Whenever you are looking at a team that gives you that goosebump watching them, that makes you excited, that makes you feel like you want to watch them continuously, let the game not end. It is the Spanish national team. The midfielders that they have at the center of the park, especially in that department, they have dominated and they have done well. Rodri has been beat there in Manchester City. I think right now he has gone 407 days with the Spanish national team on beat, which tells you all you need to know about how good he is. And then you look at Fabio Ruiz, you look at Dani Olmo, who came in to replace Rodri too. All of them have been performing in this tournament, and the attacking players. That is where that is the scariest part of the Spanish national team, because Lamine at 16, look at the way these boys play. You just sit down and wonder, how can somebody be this good at 16-year-old? I sat down and asked myself, where was I at 16? I was like, oh, I was in secondary school. I was in secondary school, and so many people will tell you the same thing, but he's there in the news playing against most of the players there are his parents, but he is winning. He's scoring goals and he's performing very, very well, and he has a very big shout to give the young player of the tournament as well as the best player of it.
Well, if you look at Yamil, seriously, that young player has really put a lot of questions to everyone that actually soccer. Like you ask yourself, where were you when you were 16? And now Yamin has made football so easy. Although he has been tagged as the next Messi, I just hope that it will be, because I remember when Ansu Fati came up, and it was like, oh, this is the next Messi. But we wait to see. We wish him the best, and he has really showcased a lot of talented artistry football at this competition, Euro 2024. And really, Yamil really deserves every accolade he's getting across the globe right now for that particular game between Spain and England. England will have to go extra mile if they are to defeat Spain, because that Spanish team, with that talented, youthful skills dominating that team, they are battle ready for the final. Well, we wait to see what happens there. We're talking about England, Netherlands. It was a match that actually involved the Oranges and the Three Lions. Well, the Lions roared and they were able to win that game 2-1. Got to see only one thing goal. Yes, let's talk about that. Oli Watkins goal, even though it wasn't as low, if we talk about the distance compared to Yamil Lamar's goal, it was almost at the same angle. But at least he was able to score that goal against all odds and also make it happen for England. And now he has become the hero of England. Doing so well in that game. A good one for Oli Watkins. How do you see that game for him?
Yeah, I think for him, I think he even said it before he came on. He told Copa that, look, let's go on. You give me the ball, you assist me, and I score the winner and you qualify for the final. And it went there and it happened. It was just routine for him to come on from the bench and then come in and score a goal for the England national team. I think it's a good one for him because he even said it after the game that he never dreamt of playing in the Euros for the England national team. For him coming on to score a goal in this kind of a moment, I think it's a very good one for him that will go along the end. Just look at the angle. Just look at the angle where he scored his goal. Like, how on earth can you think of scoring a goal from that kind of angle? It was just away from the goalpost and a very difficult finish. But if you somebody that has been scoring this kind of goal for Aston Villa, yeah, it is his normal goal. It is his signature goal. So no surprises. But it was a very, very good goal. A goal worth taking you to the finals of a big tournament like the Euros. I think it's a good one for him. It's a good one for him. But unfortunately, he himself knows that he's not going to start the finals because of the captain attitude. No matter what, the reputation is going to be there. No matter what, team is going to be the starter for this season. Maybe you think of coming on from the bench again and scoring in the final, but not to start.
Like I mentioned earlier, if you also place that Yamin goal, you see that it's just the distance is not long, almost the same pattern of goal style that was scored. The two players seems to have actually spoken together that, okay, we're going to do it this way, but that's football. Talking about the Euro final. So far, now, the final teams, Spain, England, we already know now, and there won't be a third place in this competition. According to UEFA, they won't play the third place. But right now, if you are to pick, not minding the final between Spain and England, if you have to pick your best player for this tournament, Nazim Jamajo, who will it be?
Well. Let me think a little bit. I have the player at the back of my mind, but I don't want to say it straight away. Let it not be a thing like I don't judge everyone.
Let's know that player.
Are you hearing what you said?
Yes, we want to know that player that is at the back of your mind.
That player is at the back of my mind. It has to be Lamine Yamal, to be honest. It is Lamine Yamal. Because for me, for a 16-year-old, to take this kind of streak and perform in front of the world, I think you just have to give the boy the credit because, oh my God, the way he is playing. Like he's playing, his decision making is what makes me think that is this boy really 16 years old? Because even the decisions he takes on the pitch, you think maybe 27-year-old, because those are the decisions that mature players who take them when they play for their teams. When the minimal is taking those decisions, effortlessly, that is how he's taking doing it. To show you that this boy is very good when it comes to playing football. He doesn't even play with the selfish players. I think that is why.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get to have Nasir Jamajo back there.
That's right, yes.
Yamin Lamal, a young player who has really done well for himself. At the age of 16, he has shown a lot of talent. In fact, so it makes football so easy. When you look at the way he plays, really, it shows that, yes, he has taken some tutelage from Lionel Messi. That was how he started, too. And he became world champion, Copa champion, World Footballer of the Year. Good, how many times? 8 times or thereabout. And don't forget the Ballon d'Or and all that. Well, for Yamin Lamal, hopefully, let the talent continue to shine forth as he has actually shown at this Euro 2024. That is not just about age, it's also about talent. All you need to do is to develop yourself and believe in yourself that you can do it. For footballers out there or sportsmen and women, you can take a cue from that young lad, what he's doing, and also for the fact that among the big boys, he has been able to showcase his talent, that he is ready to take over the world. All the Vinicius of this world should watch out for Yamin Lamal. It's coming, seriously coming. Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, they all need to watch out for Yamin Lamal. He's really coming. And also Nico Williams. Yes, let's talk about that player. Nico Williams also another very standout player at this tournament. Nazir.
Yeah, he is. In as much as you mentioned the minimal, I think it's only the age that is the difference between them because already Nico Williams is 21 years of age, if I'm not mistaken. So that takes him a bit, for a bit more. You expect a bit more from him than what the minimal is doing because at 21 years of age, yeah, you are beginning to shape up your career. You are beginning to show the kind of player you want to be because at 24, you should be at the peak of your career up to 30 years of age. I think he too has performed really well. He has helped the Spanish national team. He can take on players. He can score goals. He can assist his opponents. I think he has helped so much. He has performed to even have to take two best players in this tournament. I think it has to be the two of them, the Yamal as well as Nico Williams in this team. And that is why teams are already all over the place asking Atletico Madrid about his condition and making inquiries if they can get the signing. Because for 60 million euros to have Nico Williams in the market, I think it's a big step. If you get the signing, you sign a very, very good player for cheap amount of money when you consider how players are being sold in this kind of market. And the problem has been the salary expectation. Who for me I understand because he's a very good player. So people should expect, him asking for a huge amount of money when you don't get to pay the club that owns him a lot, you get to pay him a lot of money because he's going to perform for a team. I think it is left. Let's see who gets to take him at the end of the day, despite the fact that Barcelona are, very clear in the race, but they don't have enough money in their pocket and enough space in their squad to just get to sign him and say it's over for anyone who wants to sign Nico Williams at the moment. But in the Euros, I think I'll rate him 8 out of 10.
Well, seriously, a big one for the Spanish team there. Not forgetting Nico Williams for what he's done. And Barcelona already knocking at the door for him. You look at these guys, they are really dominating. They are coming behind Vinicius, Julian Bellingham, Mbappe, in fact, Resu, all the whatever it takes away from there. Nico Williams, Chelsea, Barcelona, all looking for the signature of this young lad. And not forgetting, not taking away anything away from Rodri, anything away from Gavi. These young lads are coming to take over. Watch out for them as different clubs are really knocking at the door for Nico Williams. Not forgetting Yamin Lamar, the two young lads that really showcase a lot of talented spirit over there at the Euros taking place in Germany. Well, the final will be coming up between Spain and England. Let the best team win. Well, for you, that's a big one. I know you can pick Spain. I'm very, very sure you're going to pick Spain. Okay.
Of course.
Okay, well, let's talk about another shocking moment. Another shocking moment. A lot of people woke up to discover that Colombia defeated Uruguay at the Copa Americas when everyone was actually thinking or tilting towards Uruguay to win that game. It was a shocking one. Well, the team did well. Colombia edged Uruguay 1-0 to face Argentina in the final. Unbelievable. But that's football. The American teams or the Americas knows how to play good football. Just that we have been focused on Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, and all that. A lot of them, be it Peru, be it Bolivia, they are very good at facing themselves. So for Colombia, if you remember, when they had a particular player who did so well, Valderrama, Asperilla, all of them. Now they are back to playing in the final of the Copa America. And that's a big one right now for Colombia edging Uruguay. I almost call you Yamin Lama Nazir. From the way it says, Colombia, they'll be playing against Argentina in the finals.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. It's a good one for especially Colombia because for Argentina, I think we all expected them at the start of the tournament to be there in the finals, in as much as we expected Brazil to be there because those are the two big teams that at the end of the day we would love to see them play in the finals of this tournament. But not taking away anything away from Colombia, I think they're performing well. They are right now 28 games unbeaten, if I'm mistaken. So that tells you how far they have come from, the difficulties that they have faced over the last couple of years. And my word, James Rodriguez is playing one of his best football in this tournament. I think he's bringing back that vibes of the 2014 World Cup when he secured that big move to Real Madrid. He's doing really, really well. And the likes of Luis Diaz too are performing really well. I think they have had a very good outing in this tournament. They have scored a lot of goals. I think they've won their quarterfinal against 5-0, and they find themselves in the semi-finals where they actually struggle a bit with the physicality and aggressiveness of the Uruguayans before at the end of the day they get to secure that win and into the finals of this tournament. I think in the final I'll be hoping them and Argentina with their good players and the quality players that are in the squad of both teams will do better, will play better football let them know because of the aggressiveness and the physicality of football that they are already playing as if like it's a fight or anything. We want to see proper football because these two teams have got players, excellent ones. Just look at Argentina. Lionel Messi, the likes of Lisandro Martinez, Alexis McAllister from Liverpool, Enzo Fernandez, all of them playing in Europe. They have played excellently well for their, teams in Europe for their club side. So we need to see that kind of football. The likes of Luis Diaz, whom we know that he can take on players. James Rodriguez, a very good technical player. We love to see that, a football of proper football, that sexy brand of football, if I can put it this way, that attractive brand of football. That is what we want to see both teams play, and then we see the tactical battle, how it's going to, pan out at the end of the day. But I have massive hope when it comes to these two teams playing against each other, and there is no much rivalry involved. If it was Brazil against Argentina involved, I know that there is big rivalry and all of these fights can happen. But Colombia against Argentina, I've never heard of any serious thing, happening between them.
So are you automatically saying it's going to be a roller coaster? Well, a free one, a free ride for Argentina. They call them the Celeste right now. It's going to be an easy ride for them in the finals against Colombia.
Not an easy ride. Not an easy ride to be honest, because the side that has gone to these games unbeaten, they have the confidence and the will and the desire as well as the determination to challenge whatever comes their way. They are beating almost everyone that actually came their way in this tournament. It's only Brazil that actually stopped them from getting 9 points out of their group because they came out with 7 points and they even won the group that has Brazil in it. So for me, I think it's not going to be that easy game for Argentina. They have to settle too because in this tournament they have not really performed that well, if I can put it this way. Yes, because they have struggled a bit. It has not been that huge, side of their play. They have not been playing really well. They always find their way in games and their luck almost always counts on them. Because when players like Messi miss penalties in games, you know that there is something wrong with the team, and Messi get to miss the penalty in the quarterfinals where they played. And they actually progressed despite the fact that their goalkeeper was very, very good. And that one, taking of Emiliano Martinez, he always steps up. But one thing can not take away from the Argentinians is the experience they have. Because for me, what I see in that their semi-final game against Canada is very experience. It was an experience performance. They just put in the experience and it helped them see out the game. And when Alfonso Davies got injured, it was just very easy for them to just see out the game and say, oh, we are just in the finals. That is what they just really went ahead and did. But it's never going to be easy playing against this Colombian team in the finals, to be honest. That is how I see it.
Well, we've been talking concerning the Copa America between Argentina and Colombia. Colombia, surprisingly, they did well against Uruguay, who a lot of people actually tilted towards to win that game to qualify to face Argentina. Well, you never can say never. Colombia might just sprinkle surprise in that game. No one should write them off. At least getting to the final is not a means meet at all. Well, we've been talking concerning that. Also, we dashed into the Euros, where England is facing Spain. And right now, Lamine Yamal already has become the player that everyone to see in the final, and now will be playing there. Well, if you look at football, we know that a particular virus is really eating deep, and it's not just the fans or spectators, but now the player themselves. And that's why we'll be focusing on betting this morning. Well, Nigerian Players Union, our focus is going to be on that. Nigerian Players Union actually caution players against betting. Let's look at that focus together. Well, if you look at football, gone are those days that actually betting involves behind the scene, but now we have players themselves, administrators themselves, officials participating in betting, be it selling of games, be it about finance, be it about any other means, as long as something is put at stake, something is at stake that's put down to see that, okay, this will happen, this won't happen. And that is really eating deep. In fact, we saw a particular post yesterday where it was reported that a player that earns 400K in Nigerian Premier Football League actually play a bet of 300,000 naira from it. I still don't know how we will survive with the remaining 100K when just at the collection of the salary, does to play a bet and later begins to beg from his teammates or the officials of that team. That is not too good, and that's why we are focusing on this, and it's really eating deep into our society. In fact, so deep, every corner you go, you see not just the spectators or not the fans, the players themselves also participating in this. I still don't know why I also be calling Lamine Yamal Anyway, maybe that's the new name we're hearing now. But Nazim Jamajo, let's look at this together. It's a serious big monster in our society worldwide right now. Max, we've seen these bettings also involving max fixing one way or the other. It's kind of intertwined, and something must be done early to nip this, because even nipping in the bud is like just cutting it from the head now. Seriously, that's eating deep. But let's talk about it. Talking about betting. Players themselves going into betting. Nigerian Player Union now frowning at this particular situation.
Yeah, I think it's a good report for football in this country, to be honest, because we need to stop this kind of thing when it comes to this betting. Because I really don't like players being involved in this kind of thing. Maybe for the fans, it's okay for them because you can go out and predict the team that you want to win or you expect them to win. But for the players who are being involved in those things, I think it's not a good way forward. We have seen this in the English Premier League. I think this guy that came in from AC Milan, who joined Newcastle United, unfortunately for him not to play so many games. This Italian that came in, Sandro Tonali, he got banned because of betting. We've seen situations like this get up to in the English Premier League with Bill Brentford striker who played for the England national team, Ivan Toney, who got banned for 6 months before he got back in January at the start of this year and then continue playing. We have had stories of betting with players continuously in the world of football, not only in Nigeria. But I think it's a good way forward for the stakeholders to start calling the attention of the players immediately right now, so that none of them should be involved. But the players, I think, they have something at stake. They have trophies to win for their team. Teams sign them to come in and play for them, not for them to come in and bet. So that at the end of the day, they will just allow their team to lose or maybe bet against their team winning or anything. For me, I don't really see this as a good thing. I think the players, all of them should be stopped, because I think in Europe there is a rule that says that you can bet, but not when your team is involved. So for me, I think that should also not be the rule right here in Nigeria. Players should not be allowed to bet anything when it comes to football. They should just focus on their job. They earn a lot. There is money in football. They earn a whole lot of money. They take a whole lot of money out of their home when it comes to their salaries and everything they get. Because football, when you talk about football, you talk about a big business. Whoever is involved in it knows that football is a big business. So betting just be kept aside when it comes to footballers. Let them focus on the way their team play. Let them focus on their trainings and do what is expected from them. But I don't really see this as a way out for the players right there in this country. Allow fans to bet, not players. That is how I see it.
Well, seriously, it's really eating deep and deep, in fact, deeper than we thought, concerning these players themselves involving in it. Like we mentioned, we've seen so many players in Europe actually suspended, fined for being caught in the web of betting. But now it has eaten into our own society, where Nigerian Players Union, NPU, had so begins to caution, sensitize, and informing clubs now they should talk to their players to avoid going into betting, because it's not too good for them. If you compare the salary they earn here to those in Europe, it's far, the gap is so wide, and the little they get here, and people are even clamoring that they should be paid more. They still use some of it to go for betting, which is not too good for our football and for themselves too. And aside that, the issue of max fixing is also part of it, because we've seen players being approached by other clubs or different bodies to see how they can match fix or see how they can go away from the normal way of running football. But something must be done concerning. That's why we are focusing on this. And one more question before we move away from this focus. Now, what do you think it can be done? Because it seems because of the lure to make more money. Yes, because they want to make more money. Maybe that's why they go into that betting. Something must be done to actually really curb this and send a signal to them that they should stop this. What do you think can be done finally to just at least send it as a signal to this player, whoever is caught? Okay, maybe you are going to be sanctioned, or you are going to they will do something severe to that player that will send a signal to others to stop it.
I think they just have, intense rules that anyone that is caught betting will be banned, maybe will be suspended from football for some extended amount of time. I think that would be the way forward for them, because these kind of strict rules are the ones that the players will sit down and think. Like, if they caught me betting, I'm not going to play football again for the next 12 months or maybe the next 2 years. The players will think better, and they will act better when it comes to respecting the rules of betting or match fixing in this country. I think that's the way forward. Just to have intense rules and make sure that these rules go ahead and you don't waste them. You make sure that you pay attention whatever any little amount of report that you have from any player or any team being involved in this kind of thing. You go ahead and investigate. You find a club guilty or a player guilty. You just give them that big and massive suspension so that they can go ahead and stay there, maybe continue betting for that amount of time. When they get to come back to the NPFL, they will not have anything like betting in their heads. I think that's just the way forward for the NPFL players and whoever is involved in football in this country. That's the way forward. Have those strict guidelines, have those strict rules that whoever crosses the line is going to go home or maybe is going to pay serious amount of charges or anything like that.
Okay, there we've been just focusing on the betting issue affecting Nigerian players in the NPFL, not only NPFL. As long as it's Nigeria, any league so far, this particular ugly monster must not raise head against our football because players themselves are really going deeper into betting, and it's not too good. That's why NPU, Nigerian Players Union, had to call that particular caution there that they should stop it. Well, we move away from there. Hopefully, the players themselves will think deep and see that they are out of this menace. Now, let's talk about another one. If you look at it recently, Nigerian referees have not been invited by FIFA or CAF to actually officiate as the main ref of events. It's not so common you see them, and now it's becoming worrisome. That's why NFF had to organize a refresher course for about 40 young Nigerians recently. And one of the instructors, in fact, the head of the instructors there, that's Tangawarima, was around, and he says, well, the absence of Nigerian referee from major tournaments to end soon. And hopefully we see to that. That's happening because all the 40 arbiters that attended that refresher course right now, they know what's at stake, they know the rudiment and the day-to-day activities of changes in the world of football that is happening concerning this, that we actually speak well for our football referees to be able to have that notch from FIFA or CAF to officiate competitions. Well, good one coming from Tangawarima, and we just hope that really we'll see light of the day having Nigerian referees to be able to officiate matches. Nazir.
Like I just pray it happens. I just pray it happens because we need it so that we know that our referees are performing to the standard that is required when it comes to Africa or any big tournament that is going down in Europe or anywhere. I think even in the CAF Champions League, we don't get to see our referees. Even in the CAF, the Confederations Cup, the Africa Cup Nations, our referees don't need to get involved. But hopefully, with what Tangawarima is saying, we hope that it's going to happen anytime soon, so that we get to see our referees representing Nigeria when it comes to the refereeing department. And to be honest, it's true that the referees in Nigeria are struggling to perform to the required standard because this kind of thing tells you all you need to know about all of it. And it's like the referees board in Nigeria are fully aware of what is going down there. So they need to fix it, take care of it, take good care of it, fix it, and make sure that we don't have this kind of referee situation where you get to hear a lot of things happening, teams getting penalties or taking decisions that they shouldn't be winning. All of these things are being involved, and people have got eyes on everything that's happening when it comes to football. The NPFL that you're looking at, maybe nobody is paying attention to, they have their people that are involved, and they know everything that is going down there. So we need to make it a little bit more cleaner to the eyes of the world that FIFA will actually fancy their chances of having our referee coming in and the games when it comes to CAF Champions League Confederations Cup with Africa Cup Nations.
Seriously, Nigerian referee, they need to really get it right because it's becoming worrisome that no Nigerian referee gets to be that not to officiate at all. Well, we've been talking about that, and hopefully, according to Tangawarima, Nigerian referees very soon, any moment from now, after that course that they went through, they will get that nod and they will do us proud at any event that they are given a chance to be an arbiter on there. Well, from there, we move away. Let's talk about another sport that is coming back. We talk about Super Saiyan Eagles. They've been away from competing for Nigeria, but now NFL, Nigerian Football Federation, has opened application for the Super Saiyan Eagles coaching job. Anyone that actually have CAF C, let's look at that story. NFF opens application for Super Saiyan Eagles coaching job there. Well, for this particular story, a big one because Super Saiyan Eagles, they will participate at the 2025 Big Soccer Nations Cup, and up till now, We don't have a coach yet, and this will be starting soon. Is it not too close now that they are just opening the application? Because before they will sort it, all the people that will apply, the time will actually be far spent. Well, just hope that this fire brigade will not go against us. But now they've opened the application line for Nigerians who have CAF C, who are actually conversant with beach soccer, and also they've at least attended one of the refresher courses of NFF concerning beach soccer. Those are the yardstick for anyone coming as a Super Sand Eagles coach that have been outlined by Nigerian Football Federation. Nasim Jamajo will be playing against likes of Mauritania, the host nation. Now we have our team, right, who actually battle ready. Super Sand Eagles, some of them play at the just concluded Super 4, where they'll be picking most of these players. And we just hope that everything will go well by the time they finally pick the Super Sand Eagles coach.
Yeah, hopefully, that's it. The problem is we have got players, we have got the tournament being organized, but we don't have a coach that actually has sat down and looked at these players playing in this, the big soccer, the big competitive tournament right here. I think it's really a sad one. The NFF are just fond of making these kind of things very difficult for themselves because we are far situation when it comes to the Super Eagles of Nigeria team. We couldn't appoint a coach on time. It was when we were running out of time and then went and made the decision that the deal we are regretting it because it didn't actually work out. So I think they are on their way of making the same kind of decision when it comes to the hand equal coaching. We need to do better when it comes to making the decision. We need to act on, do things on time. Let them have proper time to prepare. Right now, how much time do they even have to prepare? How much time does the new coach have to prepare the team? The thing is that Nigerians, we are very good when it comes to playing football. That is one thing we can never do. No matter what it is, if it is football, our players do almost always perform. Is it big soccer or whatever soccer it is, the players will do well. That's just the box. Unfortunately, if we have been preparing on time, or if we get to prepare on time, we would be doing better. That's the reason, but the NFL are making things difficult. They are making things very, tough sometimes, and then you get to make appointments that are not the ones that you expect. So all of these things get involved, but we just hope and hope for the best for the Sun Eagles. We just pray they perform really well in this tournament.
Get it right because it's always too late to get some things done in Nigeria. We just have to quickly take action now. The big soccer AFCON is coming so close and we are yet to even get a coach. The same thing for Super Eagles. No coach yet. Well, we just saw everything will go well with Nigerian football and also big soccer. Well, quickly we turn to the area of transfer here and there. Well, this time around we're focusing on the home scene. Imama Amapakabo, the man that has been with Abia Warriors, is back again to the saddle, on the saddle of that team again right now. Amapakabo rejoins Abia Warriors as head coach. That's the first story we're looking at in transfers segment now. Nazir, the man that was there before, is back. Imama is back to Abia Warriors, and hopefully this time around we'll be able to give them much more than what he did last time.
Yeah, hopefully, that's my hope. Because when I saw the report, I was like, they are bringing somebody who knows the team in and out back. So we'll just pray he comes in and do what is right for the team and let it perform. Because Amaka Papa has been around in the NPFL for quite some time. He has been here and there, he has been, in all of these things. So he knows the NPFL in and out. He knows Abia Warriors. The only thing that we wait to see is how far has he learned from the mistakes that he committed in the, last time he handled this team. We just pray he does good this time around handling this team.
Let's look at another team that are right now. They've gotten so many players. Let's talk about El Kanemi. CAF Confederation MPFL preparations. El Kanemi Warriors unveiled 9 players. Let's quickly look at the list of those players that was signed. Actually, we have 8 here. Rahman Olarewaju, central defender from Kwara United. Henry Ndedi, defensive midfielder from Sporting Lagos. Bilal Yakubu, rifle back from Doma United. Muyere Oluwa Suleiman, that's a striker from Lobby Stars. Sunday Ajibola, Agboye Koi, Clement Antom, and Muhammad Aminu. All these players have been at least acquired by El Kanemi Warriors ahead of CAF Confederation and also MPFL, where they want to do well next season. Good one, Yamaju, right?
Yeah, of course, a good one for a team that wants to do well in the CAF competitions. I think first time appearance and they don't have much time to prepare. I think they're just trying to wrap up things quickly so that they'll be back ready when it comes to the registration of the players. Get ready, start them on time, let them be ready and start thinking of what is going to go down in the CAF competitions. I think it's a good way for Camerooners. They know they have to bring in these players because there are many challenges waiting for them in the cup competition. So bringing all of these players will help them going forward, and they are trying to have a bigger squad. When it comes to next season, but we wait to see who and who they are going to register. But I'm sure all of these nine players are signed in the last couple of days to be part of the new, the players that will be registered to play in the cup competition cup.
Hopefully, they'll be able to get it right there. Well, two more stories before we wrap it up. Let's talk about our lady, Super Falcon star. That's Jennifer Echegini. Right now, she has pitched a tent with PSG ladies from Juventus. Congrats to her for being able to get this done. At least she's going to be playing over there in France until 2027. That deal has seen her penning a 3-year deal with PSG ladies.
Yeah, good one. Good one. I think it's a good one for her. But I was like, when was the last time we had a Nigerian joining PSG or maybe one of the big clubs in Europe? The last time we had something like this was Asisa Ochola playing for Barcelona, and after he departed, I've never heard of any player of Nigeria signing when it comes to women's football, signing for one of these big teams. I think it's a good reform and it's a massive, massive achievement for women's football in this country too.
For PSG, at least they have a good player there who actually joined them from Juventus. And really, just like Nazir was saying, it's been a while. We have a Nigerian player signing for one of the big teams over there in Europe. And now we have one of them. That's Jennifer Echegini there, joining PSG ladies. Hopefully, she will do well there. And the last one has to do with our own player, Super Eagles player. That's Paulo Nuachu. Well, a club has been on his trail. They want to sign him from Southampton. He was with them on loan. Trabzonspor. Southampton rejects €6 million plus 25% sell-on offer for Nuachu from Trabzonspor of Turkey. They actually want 10 million euro for the 6 million offer they are offering. That is too short of the amount they actually want for Onuachu. He did well with Trabzonspor, although it might not be too well while he was with Southampton, but Southampton actually hold the outright right concerning his deal, and that's why they are saying they want 10 million euros for that player. Well, Nasiru Jamaju, are you there?
Yeah, of course. I think for Paul Onuachu, it's a good one. He has performed better, just like you said, playing for Trabzonspor. And in the Premier League, when he came in at Southampton, he struggled for minutes, and two in the Championship where they play, he has struggled a bit more for the minutes, and he's struggling to perform. Cope with the intensity and the tenacity that he's getting in the Premier League. Maybe playing at Trabzonspor or maybe outside the Premier League will do better for him and his career. Let him just go back there. They should just find a way and get the agreement done. Let Paul Onuachu be on his way to Trabzonspor and let him just play. Because I think it was when he was playing for Trabzonspor that he had his first chance to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because that was where he scored a whole lot of goals, and then he went to Ghent, if I'm not mistaken, in Belgium, where he played a bit more and scored goals. So it's better when players go back there and continue performing so that the eyes of the people that are involved, especially the new coach that will be coming in, will be on him. Let him come back and continue playing for the Super Eagles.
Okay, well, we've been talking concerning Onuachu there, and also Echegini joining PSG. Well, Nasiru Jamaju, you are the new Yamin Lamal of Nigeria on the lights and Okay, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
No problem. I think I can play.
We thank you so much for joining us from Kaduna. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, just having a wrap there concerning sporting stories that we have just brought to you on the show, 360 Sports on Trust TV, where we always tell you that sport is always business and fitness. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.